everybody, it's Amanda, and I was thinking about maybe starting to make a new journal, and I was looking at the covers I have, and I have one of these, and then I thought, no, even though I'd started pulling papers and stuff to use in this journal, and I have a whole bunch of stuff pulled, I was like, no, I don't want to do this journal, because I was just talking to myself about how the journal I have already, that I use already, is this around this size, and it's just, I think it's too big for what I like to use. So I might make this into a journal that I give away to somebody I know, or put it on Etsy or something at some point. But then I was like, no, I don't want to do this one. So then I thought, oh, I'll do a smaller one, because I have these cute little Chip and Dale covers, right? And I thought that would be great. And I thought, I don't know, that might be too small, even though I think I would enjoy working in something small like this, because I had already made or started to make this. Once again, you'll see a lot of things I've started and I haven't quite finished, because I haven't put anything around the back or bound all my little papers in or finished the inside cover. But I thought, you know, maybe I would do something, bind this one up and use this little one. I don't know. So then, then I thought, you know what I really like? I like when I make my journals and they have an envelope in the center, because, oh my God, I'm about to drop something. So I have this one that I did make, and this one is bound and ready to roll. And in the center, here we go, in the center, it looks like it has 3 signatures, but the third signature is an envelope that I bound into here that has stuff in it. And I like the idea of this. Like, I have this one too. I thought about, oh, maybe I'll do another one of these, because I like this size. And this one also, the middle signature is not a signature. The middle signature is an envelope with stuff in it. I have this one, and I had made this one years ago too, and I love this one. But this one, I did the same thing. And if you guys want to see a flip through of this one, just leave me a comment. This is one I made years and years ago, but let me see. I've got in the center, instead of making a third signature that has an envelope, I put an envelope in the middle. There it is. Oop. In the middle of each signature. And I did the same thing. I have stuff in here, but I like the idea of this, because if you're using this as a journal or anything like that, when I get stuff, like right now I have in my journal I'm using right now, I just have stuff like shoved in the pages. That's the idea. That's the idea, is that I like envelopes in the middle. So to get to the point of this video is I was going to show you guys how I made this style of envelope with this straighter, instead of having the pointy flap like this one. This one looks like a regular, just like pointy flapped envelope and whatever. I wanted to show you guys this one with the straight kind of gift card, not gift card, but like birthday card kind of envelope. I like this one. I think that one's cute. So let's do that. For the purpose of this, I'm gonna use one of these giant pieces of scrapbook paper that has one of these huge things on the front, because I don't know what to do with these big ones. I'm gonna use this one so that I could just use this paper and you guys can see. So I start usually with, like, this is a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it 12 inches long. So the way that you want your envelope to be faced up, like if there's an actual pattern to it where there's a top and a bottom, you want to cut it, you know, so that it's 12 long. It's already 12 long, so we're gonna leave that. And then we want it to be 9 inches wide. Since this has like a central thing, instead of me just chopping off 3 inches on the side, which you could do to make it 9 inches wide, I'm going to just cut off 1.5 inches on each side, trying to maybe save that image in the middle. So now it's 12 inches still because we didn't trim that way, and it should be 9 across. Let me double check because sometimes you guys get to talking. 9 inches across. Now, if you have a scoreboard, this is a, you know, one of these with the ridges. You can use this. Otherwise, just get your ruler out. We are going to score this. I'm going to flip it over. And going down the sides, the long edge like this, you want to score it at about 3/4 of an inch. So. And just make sure when you're scoring, if you have a scoreboard, that you're not pushing so hard that you break through your paper, because been there, done that. If you do not have a scoreboard, get your ruler, just measure it out, make, you know, a mark, and then you will fold along these lines. I'll show you. Then we're gonna take from the bottom of the envelope, because the bottom of the envelope is what, the bottom of your page is what flips up and becomes the back of your envelope. So the top of your page becomes the flap, the bottom becomes the back of the envelope, and then whatever's in the middle becomes your center. So at the bottom of your page, like I said, this only matters if you have a pattern that, you know, has a top and a bottom. If you just have a piece of paper that's an all over pattern, it doesn't matter as much. So the bottom of your page, you're gonna score it at 4.5. Oh my God. Okay. At the top of my page, I'm gonna score it at 2.5. And then I'm gonna do this so I don't lose it and move it to the side. All right, so now my paper is creased where I want it, or if I don't have a scoreboard, I measured it and marked it. Okay, can you guys see? Oh my God, it's all white on white on white. There's little lines for you to fold on. So you're just gonna fold over 3/4 of an inch where you scored it or marked it, 3/4 of an inch where you scored it or marked it. You're gonna fold it up at the 4.5 where you scored or marked, and fold down at the 2.5 where you scored or marked. Okay, so now y'all could probably see more like where the lines are. On each corner at the top of your page and at the bottom, you'll see there are these big like rectangles. Let's see, hopefully y'all can see this. I'm gonna cut that rectangle out. That was not very straight because I'm trying to do this on camera. Okay, so now it should look something like this. You got a little flap on this side, a little flap on this side. What I like to do is I like to take my corner rounder and round these corners. You could do this before or after, but I like to go ahead and do it. And on these flaps, I like to take my scissors and just cut a little at an angle right here. Oops, that one's not very straight. Okay, so now you should look kind of like this, right? Now, if you are putting this into a journal, do not fold this up and glue this down, because you will not be able to bind this into your journal. When I bind them into my journal, let me grab this again so you can see it. This envelope is bound into the journal. And the way it's bound is I leave it open, right? I put this part into the spine of the book and I stitch through the bottom of the envelope. And once it is stitched in, then I go ahead and glue it, because otherwise you can't bind it into your book. So that is how I make my envelopes. If you're going to just use this as a regular envelope, you can, at this point, take whatever glue you have, whether you have like a Fabri-Tac or double-sided tape or any of that sort of stuff, works really good. You want it to be kind of strong so it holds that in place, because you don't want to have stuff that you put in your envelope in your book, or if you're using this like just as an envelope, you just don't want your envelope to fall apart and everything to fall out. That is it for this video. You guys come back next time and I'll show you what I do with some of my little scrappy bits, because I don't throw these away. And I'll see you next time. Bye.